Hi, Sarah here for UK Scrap Addicts. This month we are focusing on sewing, so I have a layout today with some stitching on it. First off, I'm going to work on my background though. I'm using some distress oxides and I do speed this up quite a lot but show the whole process. I just blend out my lighter colour right across the area that I want to do. As you could see before, I had a little frame that's like to represent the sun, and I'm doing a bit of a sunburst, and I just marked out approximately where I wanted it to go so that I can make sure that my darker colour in the middle could blend out from there. So I add my orange, then go back in with the yellow to blend that out, and I do that a couple of times over. I then, after add some water and just dab that off just to add a little bit more interest, so it's not just a sunburst. I did want a few splashes on there, and I've got this lovely gold ink as well. I cover up the rest of my layout, so I've got a nice white stark area as well. And once that is dried, I'm just adding some tape with my ATG gun. This is so that I can add some ribbon in a ruffle, and then once it's added I will add stitches over the top. So in order to do this, I hold the ribbon above me and work down the adhesive, just tucking it in. It's not really neat or anything. I don't do it so that they're all even. I just do a nice rough ruffle down the page and then just trim it off at the bottom. And I'm doing it in yellow and an orange as well, just for a bit of variety there. And now that those ruffles are down, I then go off and use my sewing machine just to stitch those down. So there's my sewing done. And I do as well add masking tape to make sure that it doesn't unravel at any point. And I do stick down the front as well, because I will be covering up that area later. So next up, I'm using the papers to create my paper cluster embellishment cluster. I'm using a older Mind the Scrap kit for this one. I will link the shop below if you do fancy buying one yourself. I did purchase this probably over a year ago now, so they won't have this particular one, but you can go and check them out. And I'm just building up some colourful layers. I really wanted to use that yellow through to orange ombre paper. That was the main focal, but I wanted a few others because the photograph is of my little boy and he's at a fair on a promenade near the beach, so I wanted lots of colourful bits like ice cream, and there's some bouncy balls on there and things like that. And I'm just gluing down my layers with a bit of foam in between here and there, just to add a little bit of height to my layout. And I do find that it makes it easier for adding embellishments later. It just means that you don't have to put them all on top or all underneath. You can tuck them in here and there. And now I'm just adding some extra foam just on the bottom, and that is my paper photo cluster done. And now I'm going to glue down the oh no, I'm not. I'm gluing down a little flag that I had, also came in the kit, and also my little title, which is just that little phrase there, which fitted perfectly along the bottom of my photo. And now this is how I'm going to add my inside of my sun. It's matching the papers on the other side, and I just use some gel medium. It's a great glue for adding on top of things that aren't necessarily just paper. And now, in order to lift this frame up, I have added just a bit of 3D foam pads there. And now I'm going to fussy cut out some butterflies. I hate fussy cutting, but sometimes you just gotta do it. So I don't show the whole of this because I'm by no means very good at it, so I can't really offer you any advice, I'm afraid, apart from the better the scissors, the least worse it comes out. So now I'm just going to add some stickers here and there. I'm trying to make sure that I have them all around the edge of my photo so it's all nicely balanced. And then I'm going to add the butterflies last of all so that I can choose where I feel like they'll be placed best, because they're going to be the most three-dimensional of my embellishments. So as you can see, I just stuck all those stickers all around the edge. I did lift up a few by putting them either on a higher layer than the others or adding a little bit of foam just to add a bit more interest to that cluster there. And as you saw, I did add extra foam behind that butterfly too. And now I'm just doing a few final enamel dots and other little bits, because I don't want to add any mixed media to that bottom piece, but I still wanted to add some sort of little dots around the edge. And I also add these cute puffy stickers just because I had them and they just go really nicely with this. So I just choose a few that I think go well in amongst the other embellishments, and I think that is me just about done. So thanks for joining me today. Please do check out what everyone else is doing on the YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't already. I also leave the link to my personal channel below if you want to go and check me out there, and do head over to the Facebook group to share any of your sewing inspired layouts over there too. All the links will be in the description. Have a great day everyone. Bye.